Hey everybody, how's everybody doing today, this morning? I think everything is pretty much good. I was having a little bit of trouble with internet connection yesterday, so hopefully the internet connection goes well today. Also needed to finish up a couple more things. Obviously, like I said before, it's month-end close and I'm looking to get a lot of stuff done. So have to take a time I need to get a lot of this stuff done. So yeah, I seriously need a haircut. I'm getting a haircut on Saturday, one of these days, but it doesn't matter. I'm inside most of the time. How's everybody doing today? Gotta see where the chat is. Good morning, James. Good morning, Stephen. Good morning, everyone. If you have a chance to hit that like button, make sure you do so. I got a number of videos posting today. Somebody asked me why I wasn't posting stimulus check videos anymore. I've been struggling with getting those out. I actually recorded them, but I've been struggling with getting those out. If you haven't seen today, I'm posting 5 videos. Well, I think I posted 2 already. Well, what's the game plan today? It looks like everything's red right now. I really do want to buy more. It looks like Tesla is something that is really catching my eye. If it gets down to the 636 mark, yeah, it's definitely catching my eye. I have a video coming out on with them and why I think that they're obviously a good buy. I understand that people think they're overvalued, but with the amount of people that follow them, that support them, that keep driving this price up, definitely a great day trading opportunity or a great hold for a while. Being at $6 and 53 cents or $6.30 would be amazing, but it's looking pretty red today. Hopefully we can see a complete opposite when we get into the market open, which we've seen that on a number of days. So yeah, on my way. Wait, Amy, can you move your mic closer? Okay, driving, just listening. Your voice is a little quiet. It's pretty close. I was just covering it. Maybe that was the case. Let me see what the volume looks like. So it looks like it's in the yellow. I can up it a little bit more, but not too much more, because I don't want to make it into the red and end up being ridiculous for some people. So game plan is to average down. For right now, I mean, we're sitting at $8.18, which it did pass that $8.50 mark totally, but then you can look at, it's at 7.80. So being able to average down is obviously a good bet. We're just really waiting for obviously the volume to pick up a little bit. Your voice is beautiful. I just turned up my own volume to hear you better. Thank you for saying my voice is beautiful. I appreciate that a lot. We have 100 people in here. If you could hit that like button before we officially get started. And if you want to subscribe, hit that subscribe button. If I haven't earned your subscribe yet, then wait it out and maybe you'll subscribe after a while. Also, if you want Webull, you want free stocks for Webull, just click the link in the description. Sign up, deposit $100, and you'll get those free stocks. GME and AMC just been a tug of war the past week. Yeah, you can definitely see that. They've been moving back and forth. I like the way GME is actually moving in most cases. You can see a lot of movement here, which creates, the opportunity to day trade or the opportunity to hold on to it at a large dip. So these dips that you want to get into and end up making a decent amount of money with are pretty good to be able to see. I mean, you could see the day before, you have these pretty good dips. The day before that, right, you have a pretty good starting point to where it dipped to $99 and then jumped up to $133. So either way, it has those dips that you can take advantage of, really. But yeah, where it sits right now, 123, which is not too bad. It closed at 124. AMC though is down compared to where it started. I mean, it closed at 858, and then it was down 4% then, and now it's down 4% in the pre-market. So I ended up buying more shares of AMC just to lower my cost basis on Webull. On Fidelity, I'm still sitting with the 1,700 shares that I had. I saw a video that says you can day trade it from 115 to 125. His name is like Matt or something. Yes. You definitely want to pick your spots and understand when it's being oversold and when it's being overbought, just so you can be able to day trade any situation, day trade GME or whatever you're looking at. But yeah, I definitely pick the right spots. I don't recommend that everybody goes into this doing the same thing that I would do, because I may lose money, you may lose money, and I don't want anybody to obviously lose money on that, going that route. So if you want to do more of a buy and hold strategy, which is something that I seem to do with AMC, and now I'm doing with Rocket a little bit, looking to hold that. People really don't like you talking about day trading GME. Yeah, they don't like it. Yeah, I know. Just because it's the hold strategy, right? I'm trying to find a way for people to make money on where they stand. If people are holding, then I understand the price is going to go up. Once this manipulation really stops, right? Any manipulation that is happening, once they stop really shorting the position, I understand that the company's overvalued, so you're going to have somebody that's shorting it. You're going to have a number of people that are shorting it. But that I feel like that's not the route. You can do whatever you want in order to make a profit, right? Market crash continues into today. Might be a good dip buying morning, honestly. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. That's why I'm really looking at Tesla, because Tesla's making a pretty decent move. You can see that Rocket's pretty much remaining flat at that $28 mark. It's not really dipping. So you may see some sort of positivity today. I don't really see the crazy amount of volume that I've seen in other days. Other days it was like 5 million, and now it's sitting at 400,000. Let's look at GME or AMC. AMC sitting at 500,000, so more than where Rocket is, and GME is sitting at 54K. Something like a cost is sitting at 29K, so it's not a lot. Day trading GME is just fine. They don't like it hard. Did you get your 100 subscriber plaque yet? No, I did not. I'm still sitting or waiting on getting that. I don't think I actually applied my name to anything. They said that I was supposed to get a notification, but I didn't get one, and I reached out to some, I guess, IT people. I don't know who they are. Some people at YouTube, and they didn't really give me an answer. Why do you have so many haters speak? Why do you got so many haters when you speak realistic about GME? Because people don't want realistic. They want to have the information fluffed. It's always give me the fact that it's going to get up to $400 so that you can be wrong, and then I can blame you when I lose money. That's not the case. I want to be realistic and have people understand the risks behind all of this. And yeah, I'm investing into these positions. You can understand that even though they do have risks, it makes it enticing for a lot of people to invest into. But yeah, that's mainly the reason, is because they just want to be fed a bunch of kind of bull, I guess, saying that it is going to go for 500 or 600. And even though it could be possible, it's something that I don't want to hype up. I want to make sure that people understand that it could go to 200, that you may want to take your profits when you see it being oversold at a certain point. And yeah, you may miss the huge boat if it does end up going to those points. But the point is that you made a profit, which other people could have lost money. Made 45K day trading GME yesterday. Same plan today. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You look at GME, that's amazing that you made 45K day trading GME. You look at what they have in place. It's literally 113 all the way up to that 130 mark. And even 113 up to 24 is a huge gain. That's a $10 gain. If you put a number of shares in there, you put so much money in there, you can actually make a ton from GME. It's moving so much that it makes it very interesting for a lot of people. And yes, I understand that people are like, oh, well, you know what? This is the reason why it's going up and down is because of the day traders. You have a slight portion of that, but mainly it's the fact that they're still shorting these positions. Every day that it goes up too high, they're shorting the positions, and people are making money on these shorts as it starts to go down. So people aren't only buying these positions and looking for it to drive up, they're also shorting it. It's not just hedge funds that are shorting it. It's people, everyday people are doing it as well. I appreciate the realistic fact and just in the sober info you drop it. We need more down-to-earth people like you when it comes to GME. When it comes to the stock market, I think we need more people like me. And I see a lot of people that are out there. You know, Ricky Gutierrez is very down-to-earth. And I understand he talks about his profits, but he talks about the fact that you shouldn't make the same trades as him. He talks about the fact that it could possibly go to this place, but make sure you understand your risk. That's why I love about his channel, and that's why I'm subscribed to him. Thank you for keeping it real, Matt. You're welcome. Thank you for watching. We got 438 people in here. If you could hit that like button, get more people in here. Price prediction for AMC. It looks like it might be a red day today, and we might see a good buying opportunity for today if you're looking for any type of, get into any of these positions, which I am sitting at 200. I don't know why it's not showing up, but it usually shows up somewhere around here where I'll have 200 shares. Oh, it's because I'm not logged in. Yeah, you can see that I'm down on Rocket, I'm down on AMC, but I do have my 200 shares in AMC, and I believe I have 200 shares in Rocket over here. Rocket is the largest portion of the portfolio. Obviously, if I have 200 shares and it's at a higher price than AMC, then you're going to see that. I love watching you every morning. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hoping AMC to retake and hold above $9. What watch you have on? Again, it's my same smartwatch. I charged it last night. I think I chipped it actually. That's not good. It's my same smartwatch that I had yesterday. I plan on working out today, so I don't want to get sweat everywhere. I'll have like a better watch tomorrow. I was thinking about it, but then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna work out around lunchtime, so it makes sense for me to just have this on. Rocket seems like a FUTR. What is that? This guy loves buying at the top. How do I like buying at the top? I buy somewhere towards the bottom. So if you look at Rocket, right, the top for them was like $38, and for me, if you look at, I bought at $33.80. So somewhere towards the bottom as it started to come up, but then it started to drop down significantly. So if I look at Rocket here, this is exactly when I bought yesterday, was somewhere right here. So I started to see it on the way up just to be able to creep back up to, I was hoping for maybe a day trade opportunity, but I know that they had long-term potential. So I was waiting for that to go up to maybe $40. And then that will be something that I'll look to sell off. But it did end up taking a turn for the worst. And didn't think that it would actually, it was really fighting somewhere around that $32 mark, $32, $33 mark or so. It was fighting in between there. And I didn't see it really push past $32.50 until it got to about right here. So I think it's definitely something to where you can gain a significant amount of money. If I would have known that this was the bottom, I was looking for something that was sub 30. That was definitely interesting to me in the pre-market, but it looked like it was taking a full turn, being oversold at this point, and got in with a thought of increasing a long period of time. It was something that I wanted to hold for a little bit longer. Thought that maybe a week or so would be interesting there. But yeah. What's your buying point for AMC? Personally, I'm going at 750. Where is it at right now? So it looks like it's not really testing that 780 mark anymore. So 750 is going to be tough to get to. I mean, I hope that it, obviously I don't want to say this because I want people to make money, but if we look at it and say that this is going to drop to 750, I wouldn't say that we really see a big move like that. Typically we see a very like low move, somewhere lower than $1. We'll see that type of move. So looking at that, I can't say that I would think that it gets to 750, but once you see that take a turn, so somewhere around that 780 mark, if it tests it again, that may be a good time to buy. But in the morning, you would see a larger decrease like the normal mornings that we see. So if we do see that wherever it gets to its actual low at, you see that it is being oversold, it doesn't hurt to get in there, and that'll be a lower cost basis than being at like $9 or so. So you can set yours to 750, but you might not get filled. It might not go that low, because sitting at 850, if it does open, or sitting at 820, if it does open at 820 or 830 or 850, it's not something that I think is going to go down to 750. Hey Matt, could you check out BTT? I have a big position in it, but I don't want to sell. Is it down like everything else? The last couple of days, yesterday was down 12%. Where are you in it at? Like what's your cost basis? It has a lot of volatility here, which is a good thing. It's not something that just has those spikes out of nowhere for no reason at all. So it looks like it does have a lot of volatility here, and started really decreasing over the last couple of days. Let's look at 10,000 foot view. 10,000 foot view. When did you actually buy into it? At $6? If you bought into it at $6, that's a huge increase that you're going to need in order to make it up. If you have a big position somewhere around that $1.67 mark, I think it does have a chance to fully pull back. But that's just looking at the chart without any information behind it. But it looks like the overall trend is just downhill from $7. It wasn't something that, you know, recovered up there. It was decreasing over a number of days from that $15 mark. I always like to see where the actual peak is. Actual peak is a lot higher than that. So it's completely downhill over the last couple of years, I guess. If you look at the amount of months, yeah, it's completely downhill from that $43 mark all the way down. It doesn't look like it's anything that's going to like fully recover. When did you buy in at? That doesn't look enticing for me. What are your thoughts? AMC will close for the weekend. If we stay at this route, it looks like if we stay on this downward trajectory of the overall market, it looks like we're possibly going to close around that $7, $8 mark. Maybe have a little bit of an increase. Fridays don't really tend to be a large day for a lot of people or for a lot of stocks. So that's not something that I'm looking at being a positive day. If it is, then that's great. Typically it's not. So I would say that we're looking to close around basically that $8 mark, maybe even a little bit less than that if it continues on this trajectory. But we need the volume. We need to be able to see some positivity here in the overall market in order to gain something there. But yeah, that's where I'm basically seeing AMC. It's not really moving too much in the pre-market. You can see it's at 532K volume. Way below the average volume. Yesterday it was below the average volume by a lot, more than like half of, or less than half of what the average volume would be. What is SKT doing? Too many damn paper hands. You are doing too many paper hands here? You're saying that you're selling on the way down for most cases? So So SKT, what is SKT? What's the reason behind this increase? Oh, well, that's it. That's over a number of months. Well, looking at that, huge like 100,000 foot view, this is by month or by day here. You can see that it had a large increase and continued on the way up. Probably going to test this $20 mark. So it could be interesting. It did move. It's moving 18% in the pre-market. Wow, 9% yesterday. That's definitely a huge increase that you can see. Let's look at less than that. Let's look at 5 days, see what happened. So we did have a huge increase and a large fall here. This may be just a pump and dump in the pre-market. That's what it's looking like. It's just a solid pump and dump. It did start out really at that $18 mark, and over the last couple of days has grown quite a bit from $15 to $18 to where it closed at $17.74 and then jumped up to $25 and then was sold off. So I don't know the reason behind this. Let's see if it does. Is it on the short? Let me see. What's the name? Tanger Factory? So it looks like SKT has high short interest and a high short position of like 40%. It might be even higher than that. So that's the reason why you're seeing that, is it has a high short position. RKT equals SKT. What? Are they tied together? No. Oh, this is a Tanger Factory Outlets, which I go to on occasion. Owner-operated outlet in the United States and Canada. I don't think they're tied together. But SKT is definitely one that has a high short float. So that's the reason why you're seeing this large increase, and over a number of days, that's why you were seeing these steady increases. Let's see where it was. Did it get up to $18 there? Got up to $17 here. Did drop down quite a bit. Had a lot of fluctuation throughout days, and it's definitely an interesting play. It seems like it moves a couple of dollars for how low the price is, $16 to $18, so you can get a pretty decent pump in one day. SKT is pumping and dumping, the same thing as RKT. SKT, it looks like a solid pump and dump, while RKT actually had more of a delayed sell-off. So that was something that's not more of a dump, but more of something where people would like to get back into. That's why you see a lot of potential there. It still has their short position, still has things to where people can get in. What are your thoughts on AMC? Do you think we have a potential to squeeze? Squeeze is definitely difficult without any volume. We need the volume in order to squeeze. We have the potential. We have a setup, right? We have it's highly shorted still. You don't really have that high of interest, but you have highly shorted positions. I wouldn't say a full squeeze, but an increase. I still think that the value of the stock, no matter what, is a $10 to $15 stock. So if you're holding below $10, then it should hover around that $10 to $15 mark throughout time. And then after we get to, post-pandemic, basically, I believe that with the popularity in its name, flooding the theaters, spending money, they're going to have an uptick in a lot of their revenue, which will make it around that, $20, $20+ stock, because there are other companies that I guess are doing, not doing a lot worse, because AMC is doing pretty bad with the fact that they can't seat people in their theaters. They're starting to open, but they can't really do it. So there are other companies that are not as great as or not as large as these companies. Or as AMC. So if we start seeing all of the popularity sit in, we start seeing people flood the theaters, then yeah, we're going to see an increase in the stock price, increase in revenue. Tomorrow, Friday, is a quad witching. So these will. I've heard of this multiple times. I need to educate myself on what quad witching is. Which refers to the date on which the stock index futures and stock index options, stock options, and single stock futures expire simultaneously. Oh, okay. While stock option contracts and index options expire on the third Friday of every month, all four asset classes expire spontaneously on the third Friday of March, June, September, and December. Which refers to the date on which the derivative of the stock index futures. It may result in an increase in volume and arbitrage opportunities. Quadruple witching does not necessarily translate to increased volatility in the markets. Quad witching days witness heavy trading volume in part due to the offsetting of existing futures option contracts and that are profitable. Interesting. But it's not the third Friday of March. Why would someone say that it's this Friday then? Can you look at GE? I've seen this multiple times. GE, where's that at? 2.5K at $9.20. Love the channel. Thank you, Corey. I appreciate the fact that you love the channel. I appreciate you watching. Let's look at GEVO. GEVO for the last couple of days, like everything else, has been downhill. Yesterday down 10%, basically 11% is pretty bad. And then seeing that big drop in the pre-market is pretty bad. You do have a lot of buying power. Look at how much buying power you have at $7.74. So people are really getting interested in pumping this position a little bit. But with all of the downhill trend, I don't know what's the reasoning for this popularity. Is there something good here? COVID-19 impacted third generation biofuels. What's the profile? It's engaged in commercial jet fuel, gasoline, and diesel fuel. What's the thought process behind this? Seeing jet fuel and basically saying that let me see what's going on here with if they're not a heavily shorted position, right? I don't see them on the list. Just want to make sure. I want to check all my boxes here. You know what? Yeah, Rocket Mortgage is on here. Okay. I just want to make sure this is an up-to-date list. Okay, so looking at the overall look of it, let's take a gander. We got 1,000 people in here. Make sure you hit that like button. You can see we did have a large increase here from that $4 mark all the way up to $15 over, I guess, basically the most important time of the market, right? Where we were at that December to, January to now, basically, to where we did have those massive increases. We really pushed a lot of positions here. There was a lot of volume that went through the market. You can see that the average volume that we will see is 33.9 million. Let's see what the volume is looking like after I check this out. You did see a larger decrease. It wasn't something that completely dumped, which is a good sign, means that it has time to recover, but it does look like it's moving downhill. You're seeing newer lows that are being created after they create these new highs, which is not the best sign. You're stair stepping on your way down, creating this downward channel, downward level of resistance here, decreasing level of support. You're going to see that as it starts to get lower here. Let's see what the volume is towards these last couple of days. So the volume that we would see over, let's say, the days that it was at its peak, you would see about 29 million, right? 30 million, 21 million, 20 million, 17 million. You do see a steady flow of volume, but it may be the volume on the way down that's actually doing this, because you could see that 10% decrease, a huge amount of volume that came through the door. That's the same thing that's happening with most other stocks. I believe that you would have some sort of an increase here, but it is stair-stepping on its way down. You might want to wait until it actually has its bottom, and then you could possibly average down as long as this is a good position. It looks like it's still holding above You know, the 15 EMA is hovering way above this 200 EMA if we're looking at, you know, the day candlesticks. But if you go into detail here, you can see the 200 EMA, or yeah, 200 EMA is now crossing back over the 15 moving average, which you could see this indication of an uptrend here. Hopefully that sticks and we can continue to see this crossover, because you do have a couple of false indications where you have these crosses, but nothing that's as bullish as this. You can see these bullish candlesticks, these increases, wide range candlesticks, and that's really telling you that you are going to see something continue to increase. It looks like I said, we have a lot of people that are interested in buying these positions, so we'll see how this goes, but we are seeing a red day, which may indicate, you know, obviously this decrease in the price. Do you like big oil companies? Not really. I'm not really a fan of getting into oil companies. Thank you for the super chat, old white man. I appreciate that. But I don't really get into oil and, you know, silver, and like, I'm not a person that looks into that in most cases. If I see it increasing and I can get in with volatility, a lot of times I like to trade something that I know is going to move a ton back and forth. Obviously, day trading is a different situation. But yeah, I don't like to get into it. The only thing I see about this is the fact that you do have this large decrease from that 4 o'clock moment. Large decrease when it wasn't even something that was a high price. It just decreased down to $7.37, which you did see in multiple cases. You've seen with AMC, about to sneeze. Oh, geez. That was a good one. I haven't sneezed in a while. So yeah, I think it definitely is showing a sign, an indication here of you know, bullish acts, or it has a bullish indicator here. So definitely pick your spots. This may be the spot to where it's at its bottom, and then you can actually make your move from there. Because you look at here, it's definitely being oversold at this point. So you can see that at this point it is being overbought, quote unquote overbought. We have 988 people in here. If you can hit that like button, that will be amazing for me and for you. If you want to subscribe, and please subscribe to the channel. I talk about stocks, you know, pretty much every morning. Actually, I need to log back in here because for some reason my screen turns off. We're hoping we're seeing some great activity this morning. At least some positive movement. I mean, we're seeing negative movement over the last couple of days. You can't predict the sneeze. That's funny. That's funny. You can't predict the squeeze and you can't predict the sneeze. What are your thoughts on Rocket today? Rocket, I think, is close to where the low actually is. As you can see, I invested somewhere towards the middle between that $38 or $39 mark and the $30 mark. I invested towards the middle, closer to 30, and I thought 30 would be the absolute low. And I did not see it breaking past 32.50, but the overall market really, you know, took the wheel, I guess. I see what you did there. Yeah. Gamma sneeze, short sneeze. Yep, that's exactly what we're seeing. Yeah, over the last couple of weeks, I've been getting into more swing trading. I can tell you that I've been running through some paper trading a little bit. Well, your nose is running? Invest? I don't know what that's about. Maybe I'm missing something here. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of swing trading, and my day trading strategy, because I took so much time off, I wasn't doing any day trading in 2020 really. I did a couple, but I didn't really do too much. And I can tell my strategy and my discipline has been not thrown out the window, but has been compromised. And I don't like that. You know, my discipline was always to the point to where if I'm losing at that 20-cent mark and I'm losing, or $200 or whatever it actually is, with the thought of gaining $100 or $1,000, then I would sell. The point is I haven't been that disciplined. I should have been disciplined in most cases, and I'm definitely relearning, and I had to go back to paper trading a little bit. Whenever you feel like your strategy is being compromised and your emotions are taking over, then you need to go back to a simulator. You need to understand where your strategy is and then set everything back up, because it's very tough to remain on your strategy when you start to trade one way. You know, if you trade towards swing trading, it kind of gets to you, and then you have to go back to the simulator, readjust your strategy, and then start to go back into it. So this is why you see me swing trading a little bit rather than doing any real day trades. The only day trade that I did was Tesla. I believe there was a couple before that, but I can't remember what the positions were. I don't really remember the companies. I just remember the price movement. I know Tesla because obviously Tesla's a big name. So even with this, like, you can see Tesla in the pre-market, you can make quite a bit of money with Tesla and how they move short term. Should we move the limit orders to sell, since I just can? This is the problem with limit orders, and I really don't like to set my limit orders like where I'm going to sell at my highest peak, right? Or where I'm going to sell at really at the stop loss. I know I have to do it because sometimes I won't be disciplined if I don't do it. But this is the problem with limit orders. They can see all of this stuff, and manipulating the price down to when they can sell people out of their positions is definitely something that's in the cards for them. They can do it. And that's what sucks. That's what I've been taught through a number of books that I have read, is that they can see these limit orders. So if you set these limit orders, a lot of times they're going to beat you to the punch and sell you out before you make any type of profit. Especially if you have a large position. If you have something like 25,000 shares of something, or even 2,000 shares, they're going to try and push you out of those positions. What's your play on Rocket? In my opinion, it's a $20 stock normal market. From my opinion, I believe it's a $30 stock normal market. A lot of people don't believe in Rocket, even though they can definitely take over that industry or control the industry, really. So I see them as a $30 position. It's just a lot of people don't believe in them as a $30 position. That's why from the beginning of the IPO, you could see it did drive up, but people didn't believe in it at that price. So it's all about what people believe in the value of the company. This is a huge company, but people don't believe in it. It's the people that drive the price. And if people aren't holding these positions, then you're not going to see that. And obviously hedge funds see how much people don't believe in these positions or in Rocket, and they end up shorting the position and being over 40% short float. I mean, I feel like that's a huge deal, a huge indication of like what people feel. Why does the stock market continue to be bearish, especially every damn Thursday in the past following weeks? Are they trying to scare people out of their manipulation? Yeah, I mean, it creates some sort of a distraction, but I don't believe they would do that on the basis of scaring people out of all of their positions. Most times they try and do this to control the market, and you're going to see a lot of institutions sell, which if you do see a lot of institutions sell, you see hedge funds sell, and then you see people getting scared and start selling as well, which does bring down the market a lot. But they wouldn't do that, because of the fact that if they did that, that's more of an indication to where people will buy in at the lows. So it will go down, but then you're going to see a massive drive of the price once it does hit certain lows. So I don't know if they would really do that across the market, and if they could do it across the market, you have seen in cases to where they control literally like every stock. The amount of institutional ownership in positions is crazy. So because obviously, they have to own these stocks if they own a large portion of the company, right? So you're going to see our RKT is fake. Don't be shill. GME is the real prize. GME definitely moves a lot. I can't say that right now I'm seeing them as the huge long-term play, because what you're seeing is a lot of volatility between certain price points. If it opens at 126, you have that real chance of getting up to 100 and 150 as long as we continue to see this positive movement. If you look at everything that was positive yesterday, we had a larger increase like the day before. I was looking at OCGN, and OCGN was, you know, $9 up. But this creates a point to where people do want to get in and see that increase back up to that price. But it was a lot higher the day before. The pre-market, it was a lot higher of a percentage, but it decreased the whole entire day. So you could see this, it decreased the whole entire day from this point into getting up to, I don't even know what the high was that day. $14, is that what it was? $14 or so, $14.05. You're seeing a decrease the whole entire day. Buy Tesla now. Tesla's a little bit tricky. I would have loved to have bought Tesla, you know, $6.36. I did put a lot of money into Rocket, which I think I have some stocks that are clearing today, which they'll probably clear at like 9 o'clock. But right now I'm holding on to Rocket and AMC. And I actually need to make an investment into my Fidelity account. I'm going to invest more money into SPHD or LTC properties. So if somebody wants a prediction of SKT, it definitely looks like something that is pumping and dumping very quick, you know, over a number of hours. You're seeing a huge pump from $18 up to $25 or $26, $25.50, I guess. And then dropping down significantly down to this $20 mark. I believe that it will settle soon, and we may see some sort of increase, but the overall market, if you look at everything, all stocks, if you look at everything, it looks pretty down. You have a couple of positions that are slightly up, but everything really looks down. You're seeing a lot of red. Hopefully we see a difference here. Do you think Hertz is a possible bet? Well, I don't like to think of them as a bet, but I don't like penny stocks, I'll tell you that. Is it a bet? I mean, it definitely is only a bet. You can make your move based on the fact that it is close to the low, or actually really at the low, with the thought that it could increase, but you're probably going to take a number of days to go through that. Right now, like I said, I'm not a penny stock person, so this is really a bet for the most part. And if you're looking to increase by 10 cents or however many cents, it doesn't look like anything that's going to rapidly increase. You're seeing these rapid decreases here instead of increasing. I wouldn't take it as a bet that's going to increase, you know, 10 times or, you know, however many times. That's tough. AMC is not tanking, it's drowning. That's a great way to put it. This is how the stock market moves. I mean, the fact that it's at 3%, you know, obviously it's still at $8.20. It did break that $8 mark, which I didn't expect it to do. It's still hovering around between $8 and $9, which is definitely a good deal. The fact that you're seeing the overall market down, and yes, it is going down, let's say by 3% there, it is going down, or 4%, but it's still hovering between that $8 and $9 mark, while every other position is dropping down significantly. They're not dropping down that much. Hey, how are you doing? Don't know if I missed a few streams or you were not on. Did you buy back into GME? I did not buy back into GME, not yet. I'm still looking at them as, and people don't like this, as a day trading opportunity. I would like to see them get below 100 before I can make a swing trade opportunity, something that I see is going from 99 to 150. But it does look like a very great opportunity to get in intraday, to see $113 all the way up to $124, or $113 up to $131. You did see a large push yesterday towards the after hours market when I was recording my video. You've seen this was pushing up to 131 and didn't really take that decrease until I stopped recording. But yeah, I didn't buy into GME again. I have a lot of positions in the Rocket, which I only wanted to buy 100 shares. But I bought more. I bought 200 shares. Should I buy in the UWMC? I did look at this yesterday, and did I buy in here before I missed the opportunity? It is going a little bit low. You can see that large sell-off that it did have yesterday, but this was a factor of an increase over the pre-market, a large increase over the pre-market, and readjusting itself or correcting itself. So I don't know if this is going to be something that continually increases. Yes, it somehow is following Rocket Mortgage, and I don't know, am I right by saying that? Yes, it is following Rocket Mortgage, and I don't really know how it's really tied to it, but you can see that $9-10 is some place that it's really fighting from. You could see it fighting the $10 mark a couple of times, right? And then you obviously see a low of like that $9 mark, which, like I said, this was just readjusting itself from before this pre-market, basically being at $9. You did see that large increase. I don't know if you'll see a full adjustment because I really don't know. If it's following what Rocket is doing, then yeah, you can potentially see some sort of increase here as well as Rocket. So it's on you to see whether you think that this is the low, and if it does have potential to continue to go up. I definitely say do your own due diligence, do your own research, because there's a lot more in here than I would be telling you at this point. So because I'm doing a quick analysis, a quick technical analysis on this chart, it's not something that you need to take to heart. You need to look at the news and see what's interesting here, and how it does follow Rocket Mortgage, I guess. Do I think Rocket has a squeeze potential? In my opinion, it probably will squeeze. Probably will squeeze before AMC. I have 110 plus shares in both. So for Rocket and for all the other positions that technically have squeeze potential, right? It's very tough to say whether something will squeeze, because if you look at this, if you look at Rocket, you look at AMC, you look at all the different positions that have a high short float, right? You can say that there's manipulation that's happening before all of this does happen, and you're seeing a lot of volatility, you're seeing a lot of volume, you're seeing a volume increase that comes in, but you're not seeing that large increase that you've seen with GME. That's because hedge funds that are shorting these positions found a way to stop this squeeze from happening, or not really stop it, but prolong it and create some sort of bubble, but also kind of releasing the air from that bubble, or whatever you call it, water or air, whatever the bubble is holding, by creating these sell-off opportunities for a lot of people, where people are getting scared and they end up selling off, and they can end up buying back into their positions, covering at a lower price. But generally, they still believe in what they initially did. They shorted the position, and it's going to be something that does burst as long as we do hold on to it. And they're going to be paying a crazy amount of interest as they go along. But yeah, I think that it has squeeze potential. It's just I don't think the hedge funds are going to let it squeeze. I think they're going to let the price increase, kind of like what they did with AMC and GME going up to $11, and then AMC going up to $11 and GME going up to $200. That's basically what they did. They let it increase. It wasn't a full squeeze, but they let people believe that it was a squeeze, and that's what we're going to see probably with Rocket, and the same thing again with AMC over and over and over again. We're going to see a decrease to levels where people can actually get in at a lower price, and then we're going to see it increase to levels where they want to control the narrative, right? And that's all in my opinion. I can see all of this stuff, but that's all in my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you to get in more shares. I'm letting you know what I do, and you do not have to copy anything that I do. If I lose money, I lose money. If I gain money, I gain money. This is all money that I'm comfortable with losing entirely. But obviously, I want to pick the best bet to where I can gain a little bit more money, right? you think they allowed the squeeze of $200? Yes. So think about this. If you were looking to basically like negotiate a price, right? You're looking to negotiate a price of a car. You're gonna really like start out high, right? And then obviously if the company starts out high and the person that's buying the car, right, decides to see the price go down a little bit, they're like, oh, okay, you know what? It's a $2,000 or it's a $20,000 car. I don't want to pay $20,000. What I want to pay is $15,000. And then they're like, oh, well, you know what? I can't really negotiate the price. And then they decide to decrease the price a little bit. You know, decrease the price to $19,500 or $19,000. It starts to look a little bit better for a lot of people. And they're like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and probably try and push it down a little bit more. But if they go down a little bit more, I will sell or I will buy, basically. So it goes down to $18,000. Yes, that's less than what they wanted initially, but they started high in order to get you to sell lower. So that's basically what they will do. In any case, they will increase that price, cover some shares, let it go up there, let people sell their shares, because it doesn't matter what happens with them. If they're still holding onto those shorts, nothing happens if the price increases. But when that price does decrease, as they start to short more positions, people get scared. It starts to decrease a lot more, lower than where they were before, and then they're going to start to cover more positions and do the same thing over and over and over again. In that case, it makes it very easy for them to cover some of their shorts and gain. I'm not saying they're going to gain a profit out of it. The initial shorts, no, they're never going to gain a profit out of it because they wanted to bankrupt the company. But from shorting at $200 down to $100, yeah, they're making a ton of money. So they're going to be the ones to short at that position and make a lot of money. What's the current short position? I believe, I really don't know what the actual true short percentage is, because I check so many different places and they tell me that the short percentage is high or low. Let's look at Rocket. Rocket has only 65,000 short shares available. So that's obviously a good thing for us. They continue to short. We continue to hold. It looks really good. We can actually break that down. Let me bring up multiple. So we have AMC here. Let's look at the short shares available. Short volume is down to 14% from what Fintel is showing. But they have 200,000 short shares available here for AMC. And then GME is going to be, let's see where that is. They just brought up all of them. The short volume ratio is 25% of total volume, right? But you're sitting at short shares available of 500,000. AMC, 200,000. Rocket Mortgage, 65,000. So you can see that they're continuing to short these positions. It's not something that they're letting go. And as you start to see, wait, any thoughts on Portnoy Buzz ETF? No, what did Portnoy do? I seen a video that he like accidentally invested more money into Amazon. I think that might have been a while ago. This might play something. Do I have my desktop audio on? I want my desktop audio on. Okay. They report Portnoy-backed Buzz ETF set to debut. Jim Cramer watching fantastic stock selection. Buzz ETF has often referred to built 75 stocks in each minimum capital stock of $5 billion, where it chose the algorithm based on their positive social media segment. 75 stocks will be rebalanced each month with rebalancement. With placement. I'll have to look into that more and give you my opinion, maybe in my later stream, if I do a later stream. Did you buy into Rocket? Yes. So if you look at, let's see, where's Rocket? probably have it on my, I don't think I can move this. I can't move this. My picture is there. But I have 200 shares at $33.80. So somewhere around a little bit less than the middle road between 39 and the $30 mark or $29 mark where it normally stands. Right now it's at $28. Did jump up to $30 where it did resist at 30. So a lot of people do think that it is a $30 stock. Some people think it's less than a $30 stock. I still think that it could be more if, you know, the people would support it as much as the businesses support it, right? Alexa says AMC stock is at $16. I don't know. I don't have Alexa down here anymore. Well, I do. She's not plugged in. What's going on with AMC? AMC right now is just decreasing like everything else in the market. Doesn't really have the volume, which is the case with a lot of positions out there. Tesla doesn't have normal volume. You know, Rocket has decent volume, but it doesn't have what it normally was over the last couple of days. Cost doesn't have normal volume. GME doesn't. AMC doesn't. So it's mainly to the point to where you're going to see a lot of people waiting it out in order to get in at a lower price. So that's what you're going to see here. You see the overall market decreasing. People really want to stay away. If they are holding some positions, they're still holding them, but they're looking to buy at whatever low the actual low is. So I still don't believe that this is a crash. It's going to be a downward market for a number of days. But yeah, what price did I buy Rocket? I bought at $33.80, which I noticed that I was not disciplined. I thought that I was going to skyrocket a little bit, but it was a swing trade for me. Looking to keep holding that and get that back up to 40 or a lot higher than where it was. I felt like this wasn't over with all of the potential that it did show. That sorry, I'm not even looking at the right position. With all the potential that Rocket did show, I didn't believe that that was over right away. I did believe that we were going to see a little bit of a decrease here, and seeing that decrease, you know, fall back down to basically where it started before that gap up, made me think that we were going to see that that increase. And starting out here, that's where it would have been great to get any type of investment there, and you know, gaining those dollars on the way up from $36 to $39, selling or, you know, creating a stop loss there. I waited it out to see what decrease we would see because it was pulling away from that 15 moving average, and we did see that decrease. Seeing that here, basically said, hey, you know, where can I invest in at? I said, is it still going to decrease? It didn't show any signs of being like overbought at that point, but I did want to see where it was going to continue to push down. It showed no signs really of being oversold. Down here, you could see a little piece of that, but it wasn't enough for me. So I seen it decrease a lot more. Ended up investing on the way back up at $33. I don't know where exactly it was. It was somewhere around here, $33.80. And then ended up taking a little bit of an increase here, getting up to $35. But I wanted to hold it for the long term, gain a little bit more. And that's where I ended up buying, was $33.80. AMC is down 3.5% right now. It did show some volatility yesterday, mostly decreasing, but it did show volatility. It's down to $8.28, still hovering between that $8 and $9 mark, which is a good sign. The fact that it was down here and pushed below $8 is something that I did not like to see, but it didn't stay down there for long. It did hover a little bit for a short period of time, which shows that it does have some buying power at that low stage, because it did increase right back up to where it kind of should have been, above $8. March 19th is the day. I wouldn't like. I'm sort of tired of saying that, you know, this is the day. Monday will be the day. We're going to see a gamma squeeze. We're going to see, you know, another short squeeze on this day. It's not something that we can really predict. The hedge funds control so much of the narrative that we really just have to wait it out until they feel as though they need to cover their shorts. They paid enough interest. That's mainly what it is. It is what it is, and I don't like to say that phrase, but that's how it goes with a lot of these positions. If they're controlling any of the narrative, we need to make sure that we're holding to ultimately control it, because technically they control how the stock is moving, but we control the overall price movement, because if we hold on to these positions and they get to a point to where they're very they're stubborn, and then they end up getting tired of holding on to this, they let go of it and we increase the price. Matt, you seem to be so genuine, unlike these other YouTubers. They have an agenda to keep being. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I try to push, you know, the most realistic information, because I don't want to sit here and have people say it's going to 200 or 300. I want people to have their price targets and get out when they need to get out, you know. Matthew, why do I follow what everybody else does and says? I don't. A lot of other people will say like AMC's moving to $14 today. It's not. Or are you saying like my overall channel? Are you talking about the fact that I talk about stocks now rather than talking about, I still do like talking about credit cards. I actually just downloaded the crypto.com app. I'm trying to get into crypto and understand it a little bit. And also the credit cards do intrigue me a little bit. If you're interested in that, that's definitely something that I want to get into, but I want to learn a lot more before I jump into it. There's a lot of perks that you get with those, but I like talking about all of those different things. It's just, I really love talking about stocks, and I talk about stocks to so many people. And the fact that it is taking off is something that I want to gain an audience of a lot of people that are interested in day trading, swing trading, investing, all of those things, so that if I do talk about it, I can continue to get some sort of traction and not be pulled away from investing. I like talking about investing, and the more I talk about it now, the more audience that I do gain for the future. So I can continue to talk about credit cards, personal finance, stimulus checks, and investing. But yeah, I think I need to find a better form of doing this when it comes to, you know, maybe doing a live stream for investing in the morning and do my updates there, because it's very difficult to post updates. A lot of the updates that I post with the videos, it's very difficult to post those because the market's already moving when it happens in the morning. So I would like it to be closed when I'm doing that, so that I can talk to people or give people the information as of the moment that, you know, it's happening. Because I could be posting something saying that AMC's, you know, not moving right now in the after hours market, and the fact that it's closed and all this stuff. But as I record it, the market can fluctuate, can jump up. And then towards the end of the pre-market, I could say, hey, you know, it's a time where it's going to hold out. And all of a sudden it jumps up, you know, by, I don't know, 10, 50%. What do you want to be the most informed? I watch plenty of YouTube traders. I consider it a plus. Yeah, I don't know where you're getting at there. Yeah, I want to be the most informed. Are you talking to somebody else? Oh, you're talking to somebody else. I didn't even see that. How many free shares of ADT do you have in Webull now? Are you a majority shareholder yet? No, I had a total, I believe, of like 200 plus shares of ADT. And I sold all of those in order to use that money as cash to put into other positions, because I still feel like ADT was actually decreasing in value, just like everything else. But I sold pretty much right away, so I didn't lose any money on the stock that I gained, the free stock that I gained, because no matter what, it was a free stock. But I should have some that are clearing today on the 4th, but I don't know when it actually clears. It didn't clear yet, but I should have some that clear today. I think it should have been at like 9 o'clock. Completely based off travel. You have the charts up. Come on. Not trying to spam, just trying to give you and everyone else a heads up on pricing. Thank you for that. I'll check it out. Could you please take a look at it for the community? I think it is a super strong play. All right. I like when people bring this because people brought Rocket to my attention. I did not look at it. Now it is considered a penny stock, but it's not below a penny. So let's see if it could be a super strong play. Is there a lot of any news on this? As I look at the hour candlestick, everything else looks kind of clustered together. Let's bring up the 15 moving average. I mean, if I'm looking at history, seeing that gap down does not look good back from December, but it does look like a complete U that's going to be created here. So you might see an uptick, and you might be right to see that push up. But I would have loved to be able to get in at that $1 mark and then drive it up to $2 or so, because it looks like it is going to recover, but I don't think it's going to push up to that $3.50 mark. It does look like you had a couple of times where it did gap up from these marks back in October. But yeah, the history doesn't look completely solid. Where did it start at? History doesn't look completely solid because it has a history of gapping down. And history usually dictates what the future is going to bring, but you could possibly see some positivity. If you have any news to why you think it's a solid play, because from what I'm seeing in the chart, it doesn't look like something that's going to be, a huge mover right now. It looks like something that does gap up, does have some movement, but it's not something that I don't like how this looks. It doesn't give me a clear view on what the candlesticks are doing. Yeah, it's not something that I would get into personally unless it was at a lower price, the low of the low, at like that $1.30 mark. I wouldn't get into it. $1.60 is something that I would look at as sort of middle of the road or kind of a high point. But it could be. Let me know why you think it's a strong play. I'm not going to go there. We have basically 21 minutes till the market opens. Did I miss a super chat here? I think I missed a super chat. Hey guys, hit the like button. Help him out. Yes. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Definitely hit the like button. We have 1,000 people in here. I would love to get to 500 likes. As you can see, I mean, we started out doing all of these live streams. I was getting probably, there were some points where I was getting 14,000 viewers. I know I started to, taper off because of the fact that, I don't stay live for the whole entire, market open. I do it early and then, get off around 10 o'clock. So I understand. But I'm happy with any viewers, you know what I mean? I'm absolutely happy with any viewers. Where's my phone? You see them, Matt, I see them as a 400% profit in 6 to 12 months. Could you please take a look? I want to know why you see them as a 400 to, maybe I missed it because there are a lot of, I saw someone say that GME and AMC are in 20 of the same ETFs, which could be a reason to why they seem to mirror each other's movement. That could be possible. They don't fully mirror them. I know they did in the past, but right now GME looks like something that does have a lot more volatility than AMC does. We're almost at 400 likes. Oh, you're saying, look at January 20th on Ricey. It's completely COVID based. Jeez, I go by day. I hate how this stock looks. It just doesn't move the right way. Like obviously it moves, but if I can, this January, oh God. This is what I hate about this sometimes. It doesn't ever let me pick an actual day here. January 20th. January 20th, you've seen a 1% move? I don't know where you're getting at here. Oh, you have, it's hours. Yeah, I mean, you could definitely see a pretty decent move there. But it's not something that, you pretty much gap down the day after that, right? Love what you're doing with your channel. What do you think about SLGG, SID, AMRS? Appreciate you. Click that like button, everybody. Yes, do click the like button. I will look into these slowly. Hopefully I can give a quick opinion because the market is going to open and I don't want to spend a crazy amount of time with this. But if I start to look, oh wow, you see a large increase here over a number of days. That definitely looks interesting, but obviously over the pre-market, you could see that it is starting to decrease. It was something that I don't think was a true pump and dump. It just had a lot of people pumping the position as it started to increase. So seeing those gains over the pre-market and seeing that gain late in the day, yesterday, basically up to 29%, 29.9 or 30% actually, and seeing 17% gain in the pre-market is huge. 17% gain as of now. It did go up a lot higher, up to $7.59. But right now, if you're looking to get in, you may have missed the boat, in my opinion. Let's look at, but could have some sort of recovery. But like I said, sometimes you just don't want to, you want to find out where the low is. This looks pretty interesting. Creating those lows looks like it can recover here. Looking at the massive increase that it did have and seeing how steady it is after this large decrease, it did settle around a certain portion. And you're seeing a lot of, back and forth, up and down increases, meaning that it has a lot of buying power. You look at the buying power here, this definitely looks like something that could be a pretty decent opportunity to get up to, from that $5 mark. Hopefully, if it does, find a way to drop back down to there, it looks like it's starting on the road to recovery. The 15 EMA or 15 moving average is about to cross over the 200 EMA, which indicates an uptrend, and it's going to probably push up to that $6 mark and test it again. That's what it looks like it's going to do. It looks like you get higher lows and higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. You're starting with a lower low here, and maybe it'll be a lower high. It'll be on the way down, but you are going to see a little bit of an uptick, maybe to somewhere. Let's see. We have a number of buy orders coming in at $6.37, 36, 35, 34, which is definitely unheard of, seeing that literally down the line. Which you're seeing the same thing on the sell order. So you might see a lot of push and pull, but it does look like something you can gain a little bit of money from. I don't know if it'll fully recover back to where it was at $7.24. That looks like it wasn't sustainable. It did fight at that point, but it wasn't fully sustainable. So definitely pick your spot. You might have missed a low point in order to get in low at $5 and some odd cents to push up to $6 or $7. Oh, he's talking about 2020 on Ricey, not 2021. Thank you for the super chat there. All right. But what I'm seeing from 2020 down to 2021 is that it's gapping down. I need to know the reasons to why it's gapping. The gap downs, it really, really sucks to see. All right, so you do see these large increases here. It does have spikes. Over the long term, you can see that it does have some gaps here. It looks like it fights. It's fighting around the high point of $13 to $17, right? So I believe that $22 right now is unsustainable. It did have a fight back up to basically that $20 mark after going below it, after selling off. Now, it wasn't a complete sell-off, which is a great sign, but as you start to get into different days, you're starting to see more and more sell-off positions, which may be a portion to the point that we are seeing a down market. So you might see like half of that or a little bit above half of that as the point to a down market, because you can see that it is leveling out, more of a consolidation at the $17 mark to where you can push back up to $22. So right now you're still seeing a lot of sell orders come in versus buy orders, so you might want to pick a lower spot in order to get in, but it does not look like it's just a complete sell-off. It may be something where you can actually swing trade it and get a decent day trade off of it, depending what day you're actually investing into it. So that looks good as well. Let's look back at RICE and look back at January of, this is in January of 20. This is this January. Okay. Continue to look back. Let's see if I can do it by the day. So you're saying that this is all COVID related. That's the reason why it dropped. Well, most cases you're going to see the COVID related decreases happen in March. So the fact that it did drop before March, it dropped right here, and maybe didn't have that large drop off. Okay, I see what you're saying. So you're saying that after COVID or post COVID, it's going to be something that does increase back up to that $7 mark. That definitely looks like a possibility, and it looks like it's for the whole entire COVID, for how long COVID was actually going. You could see that it did steadily increase, and you're right. Seeing that from COVID, I totally just didn't even think about COVID a little bit. You can see some sort of an increase here because right around March is where you've seen it really gap down and gap down again and gap down again. And if this is a company that's based on the fact that they cannot have United Kingdom-based engineering company. The company is focused on power population systems. So, aerospace engines. Okay, yeah. I think you're absolutely right here. To be able to see it at these low points, yes. I think this is probably a good position to get in. I think you're right. Something that could pop off in 6 to 12 months, just like you said, because seeing that pre-COVID at that $7 mark means that it could be valued up to that $7 mark, which could be 7 times where it is now. Just doing obviously quick math, it'll be less than 7 times because it's at $1.60. But if you invested somewhere now and waited it out for a longer period of time, you can potentially make a decent amount of money here. So I'm gonna take your word for it, and I'm going to put maybe like $300. How much money do I have left? $312. I'm gonna put $312 in there and let that sit. And that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna take your word for it after doing a little bit more research, maybe today. And but yeah. They're working on new engine tech. So the long-term opportunity of that, most times I look for a swing trading opportunity. So seeing it as 6 to 12 months, something that could really increase there. Who says that? You're dismissed? Daryl Brandon, you're dismissed. I don't know what that means. But yeah, I think that I usually look at something that's a swing trade opportunity, something that shows me history over the last year. But yes, you're right. Looking into what it was pre-COVID is probably the best bet for long-term solutions, especially with something like AMC, which I've done in the past. Looked at it pre-COVID, seen what the price is, seen where the price should be. It should be a $10 stock, $10 to $15 stock. Hey, my guy, thank you for the super chat, Marvin. What do you think about ticker symbol INUV? Put that on my watch list here. Which watch list? Popular right now. I probably will. I keep adding everything to this watch list, which ends up being overwhelming. I need to change things to different watch lists, which I tend to do, after I really get off. I never signed into the VPN. Why do I not sign into the VPN? No flights, no money, but it will come back. You're right. Can you look at Root? I know Root is a heavily shorted position. I seen that they were on here. Someone asked me about this position. Let me quickly go to this, and then I'll go to my high short flow because I do have Root on here. Ooh. What's good with this? Let's see. This is over a number of days. What's good with this, I'm looking at kind of the long term here, and not really long term, but just like a swing trading opportunity here. You do see that increase, and you don't see that rapid decrease back down to where it was. The gap up is great. Seeing it fight between that $1.25 mark all the way up to $2 is definitely a great deal. Let's see if it can continue to test it. You are seeing a little bit of a down market, so that test that we were going to see going up this way kind of got taken out really by the down market that we've seen over the last couple of days. So it's very tough to see where it could have been. I wanted to see a couple more test points, a couple more touch points, but you do see sort of a descending level of resistance forming or of support forming. So if you do see that, you do see descending level here. So yeah, it could be forming, yeah. You might want to see a couple more touch points before you can actually see that. So let's go into a larger view here. So creating that, yeah, you can see this descending level. It's only a couple of touch points. Let's push this up because that's not even a firm touch point. You can see this start to decrease here. It's on the way down. Lower highs, basically, from what they're creating, and lower lows. You might see the same thing as you start to get into today. You can see it was down 10% yesterday, 3% in the pre-market. This is going to be a little bit tricky. What's the daily move? The daily move is only a couple of cents. You're not really going to see a day trading opportunity. You may see a swing trading opportunity, but definitely pick when the low is going to happen. I still don't believe the low has happened yet. It may be something that breaks below that, even that $9.22 mark. Let's look at Root. We have 5 minutes to get back into this. We're going to get into what the market is doing. Hopefully we see some sort of increase. Let me know if you see GME increase a substantial amount. I did look at Root and seen that they are a heavily shorted position, right? Bringing that stock all the way back down from where it was. It did increase quite a bit and has a lot of volatility. From this point where it was $29, must be heavily shorted, heavily sold off. And seeing that increase over the short term is something that I'm interested in. I just don't know where the true low is. Where is the low? Is the low at $12? Is it going to really fight at this point? Is this where we're looking as the low since we have one other touch point? The problem is we don't have enough touch points to say whether it is a true low. But I'm really interested in this position. I've put this on my high short float list just to keep an eye out on. But yeah, it's very interesting. It could be something that does move quite a bit, a couple of dollars within a day. So you can get some sort of day trading opportunity with it as it's starting to be low. But I feel like you can gain a lot more as the days go on once we figure out what the true low is. So yeah, it's definitely on my list. AMC and GME, let's look at both of those. So AMC is still hovering around that $8.29 mark, $8.30 mark, down from where it closed, down 3% or 3.5%. It was down 4% yesterday. Let's see if we can see some sort of increase as the day goes on, but it's going to be very tough. Stream on your gaming channel again. I want to. I was gaming yesterday, and I only gamed for probably 20 minutes, and I felt like it wouldn't be worth it. I would be cutting people short. I'm not going to do it on the gaming channel. I'll do it on the Perry Experience, which is more of a, it encompasses everything that I do. So whether I'm, I have a podcast, which Erica doesn't want to really do. I have a podcast, so I'm not going to force her to do it. I'll do a podcast. Maybe I can get my brother to come on and do a podcast every week. That would be great. But he has his own channel as well where he does reactions. So yeah, I'll definitely find a way to get back on there. Can you, everybody that's on here, hit the like button before the market opens? I'm going to see how many stocks I get. So I have 16 free stocks. Does anybody want to play that game to where you can guess how many free stocks we have? So we have 16 free stock opportunities. Does anybody want to play that game to where we can guess the free stocks? How many ADT shares we're getting? $13. So we have 16 shares. How many ADT shares are we getting? I guess it's 9. Make sure you hit that like button. I would love to get this to like 750 likes. 9, 13. There's one number that I haven't seen yet. Okay. All right. I've seen all the numbers here. So everybody, we have to get it to 750 likes though. Let's see. How many ADTs? Oh, we got one of AMC. They're giving out AMC now? Uh-oh. Hold up. Hold up. If they're giving me shares of AMC, you might want to get in on this. Oh man, that might be the ticket item, AMC. I don't see any ADTs yet. Don't see any ADTs yet. I'm getting AMC crazy. I'm about to be majority shareholder in AMC. Make sure you hit that link down below if you want to get more shares of AMC. Make sure you hit that link. Jesus. Let me deny that. Yeah, make sure you hit that link down below. You can get free stocks, and it looks like AMC is the move. It looks like we're getting a lot of AMC today. They're pushing AMC. So Webull is now pushing AMC. That's crazy. If you want to get free stocks, click the link down below, sign up, deposit $100, and you'll get free stocks. There's one person that got this right, and I felt like this was going to be the case, and it's 0, and it was Nietzsche Kicks. Is that how you say that? Nietzsche Kicks, you win. I'm going to send you a $10 Amazon gift card. Go over to my Instagram right now and prove that it's you. All you have to do is show that it is you based on your account. It looks like the market has opened. We're seeing a little bit of a decrease in AMC, but it looks like AMC is now being pushed by Webull. Webull buying AMC. It's rigged. We can make this really skyrocket if everybody clicks that link down below. I can get free stocks. You can get free stocks. I didn't win unliking the video. Come on. Yeah, there was one person that said 0 before everybody else. Nietzsche Kick said 0 before everybody else. But yeah, reach out to me on Instagram. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but Nietzsche Kicks. Reach out to me on Instagram, and I will send you a $10 gift card here for getting that right. But it looks like they're pushing AMC, so we need to get these free stocks for everybody. AMC could go to the moon. GME is not tanking, it's making a move down, which typically it does in the beginning of the day. You're gonna see a move down. It's not tanking, it's just dropping below where it was. It opened at $124, which is basically where it closed. There was no problem there. AMC, that did drop down, but then ended up increasing a little, or actually increased from the beginning and then decreased down to $8.20. We don't want to see that break below $8, but it's quite possible that it will. What's the link? Yeah, click the link in the description. The link will be probably one of the first ones. You'll get free stocks if you sign up, deposit $100. And once that $100 clears, you get those free stocks. And it looks like they're pushing AMC. That means Webull is buying AMC shares. Yeah, maybe they're looking to ride that price on the way up, and we need to do the same. But that's crazy. I'm definitely going to make a video about that. Look at Tesla. This is why I said people were like, oh, you know what? I don't know if I believe in Tesla. And I made a video on it, 645 where it was, and now it's at 666, which is not the best sign, but it's at 666, which you could take your profits and go. You know, you can make a decent amount of money. That's, you know, $20+ that you can make per share that you own. So if you own 6 shares or own 5 shares, you can gain $100. How's your wife's boyfriend doing? She doesn't have a boyfriend. Well, me, I guess. She's doing okay. That's crazy that Webull is pushing AMC. Let's go to my Instagram to see. What is this? This is an old message. This is today. AMC real-time quotes, $15.40. AMC Entertainment Holdings is at $11.90. What, March 3rd? What? Where are you seeing this? Because it definitely wasn't at $11.30. That doesn't make sense. Well, we get it, you read it. What? We get it, you read it. Is that our slogan now? We get it, you read it. We have 1,000 people take away likes. We got 1,026 people in here. Please hit that like button if you can. It does help out the channel. You can see that Tesla is increasing. We do not want AMC to drop below that $8 mark. We can still see it recover. We are seeing quite a bit of volume in the beginning. You know, we're seeing basically 5 million of volume. Rocket looks like it's really making a move here. Look at this. Look at this. Right when I get in. Come on, don't go back down. Really making a move. And I understand it's being overbought at this point and people are going to start to sell, but it really was making a move at that point. Let's see if we can continue to see this skyrocket. It's starting to decrease quite a bit. You do have a lot of buying power. The volume is around 5 million, which is way over what the average, or not way over what the average is, but it's going to be way over what the average is. Being at 6 million right now in the first, 5 minutes, crazy. Rocket is rocketing. So Rocket looks pretty good. It's getting a lot of volume. AMC is getting a lot of volume as well, whether it's downhill volume. What am I seeing here? AMC is down 5%. That's what it's telling me. 6% now. I broke the level. Wow, the $8 level. So this may be a point to where people get really interested in this. I do want to see exactly what Ricey is going to do long term. So I definitely need to see what happens there. Tilray does look like it's up a pretty substantial amount. Tesla is now up to $668. Rocket is pushing again, $31. About to push $31, about to jump up. It is being overbought at this point, so you are going to see people that are willing to sell. Wow, this looks. Do you think Rocket will recover? Yes, I think Rocket will have a pretty decent day. There's a lot of people that are interested in buying this, from what I understand. It's at like the lowest of lows right now, which it still has a number of short shares out there. So it has a short squeeze potential. Rocket is a distraction from GME and AMC. A lot of things are a distraction from GME and AMC. What's CCIV? CCIV is making a little bit of a move. not too much. We do see a little bit of an increase of 0.5%, which this may be a point, $23 mark, may have been a point to get in. I do want to see CCIV. I do want to see CCIV. It's funny. I do want to see CCIV jump up, back up to where it was supposed to be at, because it has no reason to be back down here. AMC. Look who owns Rocket. Who owns Rocket? Melvin Capital. GME is making a move downward. It still is above 120, but as it starts to get lower, it creates buying opportunities. This point to where you can get the set sub or below $8. Yeah, it's definitely a buying opportunity, right? For a lot of people. For me, for you, for everybody. Again, this is not financial advice. This is merely just my opinion. Rocket will reach 200 a share. That would be amazing. Who's saying this? Somebody, why are you here? AMC is a dead horse. I don't know where that came from. Didn't they say that it was a dead cat or something? It's not a dead cat. It's not a dead horse. It's actually a pretty decent move. Just looking at it at a standard without factoring any shorts in, the stock price should be $10 to $15, so it should be above where it is now. So investing now would be a $2 gain easily over, you know, the long haul, and not the long haul as in my daughter is stomping upstairs for no reason. She does that a lot. And NIO is popping off. What is NIO? And then people are saying FECL. I always like to get your opinion. What actual? Whoa, making a little bit of a move. It looks a lot better than it actually is, from $40 up to $42. But it is making quite a decent move. It's only up 1%, but it is making a pretty decent move. The typical move in a day, I guess you can look at the high to low today, and you could see that $40 was the low, $42 was the high. I don't know what the actual typical move is if you wanted to day trade this, but the volume is around 15 million. Certainly a large portion of what the average volume is. So you're seeing a lot of green here. Even though you've seen a lot of red in the pre-market, you see how it looked like there was a lot of red, but all of a sudden it turned, and now you're seeing a lot of positions that are actually up, you know, quite a bit. Let's see, popular right now. You can see AMC is down 5%. It's above $8 again, but we're gonna see that move. We're gonna see the fluctuation. Hopefully we can see the fluctuation to where it passes where it started and start to grow, really grow. That's what I like to see. GME is now up to $122. Does have a lot of fluctuation to where you can get in and get out and gain a substantial amount of money by doing that. We have 1,000 people in here. Please hit that like button if you can. That does help out the channel a ton. Also, we have news that Webull is now pushing AMC. So if you are getting free stocks with AMC, it's pushing it. So definitely continue to click that link. If you want free shares of AMC, probably 1 or 2 shares of AMC, then click the link in the description, sign up, deposit $100, and you'll get those free stocks. But yeah, I'm gonna make a video on that to let people know that Webull is now pushing AMC. So hopefully people can get in and obviously create a real big push, because if I can continue to get these free stocks, get 50 shares or 40 shares or whatever it actually is, we can continue to push AMC a lot more with Webull alone. I hope AMC takes off. I'm losing faith. That's what they want you to do. The hedge funds are going to continue to push up the price, push down the price, and that's just how it's gonna go. Rocket does look like it's taking a turn for the worse here, dropping down below $30. Let's see if we can continue to see that uptrend. It has dropped on the RSI. It was being overbought at this point. You can see it being massively overbought, which means that there's probably going to be some sort of a downturn. And we did see a decrease. Not something that I thought, not as substantial as I thought it was going to be, but you are seeing a decrease here. And I believe you're going to see something where it cuts somewhere at this point, and then ends up you know, jumping up. Hopefully we can see this steep incline for Rocket like that. Goes up, down, up, and then continue to do that. That would be amazing because it doesn't look like it's a steep decrease. If it was a steep decrease, then that would be tough to say that it was going to go right back up. But with it leveling out shows that there is buying power. That means that we have indications of some sort of an uptrend. AMC is now doing exactly what GME or what Rocket wants to do, but you can see that that had a massive decrease and now starting to increase here, a steady increase. We would like to see that crossover, the 15 moving average to the 200 EMA. We would love to see that crossover, but we are not seeing a crossover yet. All right, we have 600 likes. Thank you for hitting that like button, everybody that did that. GME has game squeezed yet? GME hasn't game squeezed yet. Like gamma squeezed? I didn't know they were set up for a gamma squeeze. Check out Blackberry, it's going nuts. Blackberry. Yeah, it looks a lot better than it actually is, but it is increasing. You know, 1% is definitely a substantial increase. It's not a huge increase. It's going from $10 to $10.37. So I wouldn't classify this as nuts. It is increasing quite a bit, just like a lot of other positions out here. And it does have more volume than it typically has in the first 30 minutes. So that's obviously a good thing. From 20 bucks to 400 bucks is a squeeze. Not a majority of squeeze. Not a major squeeze, but a squeeze. Yeah, you're right. That was a squeeze, but the thing is you're still having squeeze potential. For most squeezes, the hedge funds get squeezed out of their positions, right? The hedge funds are doubling down and tripling down and quadrupling down because they're stubborn. And this is where it creates a larger bubble. And the thing about it, though, is that they're not paying as much interest as they were in the beginning. Don't know why. I don't know why the interest increases or decreases there, but they're not paying as much interest so they can hold on to it for a longer period of time. This is why you're still seeing these increases from the $100 mark up to 120 or up to 200 because you do see those times where they are covering those positions, partnered with a lot of people buying into these positions. So, yeah. Tesla is now starting to make a move down, which is sort of an indication that you can get some buying power here. You look at the amount of buying power that you are seeing. People are still buying, but people are still selling. So if we can get this below 600, that definitely could be an opportunity for a lot of people to gain something, a lot of something on the way up. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Rocket looks like it is starting to decrease a little more. You did see that jump up that I thought we were going to have, but right away people sold off. So yeah, let's see if we can have that stay steady or at least above where it closed, somewhere around that $29 mark. I don't want it to push past the $29 mark. Let's see, we have sell orders at $29.52. We don't have many sell orders that are coming in. We have a buy orders at $29.23. We don't have many walls that are set up. Volume right now is at 11 million, 11.6 million, almost 11.7 million, which it means that it'll be way over that volume average, which is a good thing. Yesterday we were over it, but we did see a decrease in the price. The stock market going up is a distraction? From what? And Weevil continues to delete everybody's comments about it? For some reason, I'm seeing a picture here that says Market Watch now on March 3rd. AMC is at $11.90, right? But that wasn't right because it wasn't up to $11.90. March 3rd, 2021, $11.90. I don't know how this is. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. AMC is starting to push below. Hopefully it can stay above that $8 mark. GMC now pushed below 120. Again, this creates buying opportunity for a lot of people. I think that the overall market is going to eventually be down. You can see all of those increases that we did see are now starting to go away. Yeah, they're starting to go away by a lot. This life is a distraction. We are in a simulation. Puts Matrix glasses on. You're funny. Too funny. God, why am I not doing this the right way? Sorry, guys. And gals. Did it go up to $11.30 yesterday, but it went right back down. It went up to $11.30 yesterday? What do you mean? AMC? I didn't see that. You're saying they had like a stop hunt? Because I didn't see those either. A stop hunt to $11.30? No, it did not have any stop hunts there. It should have not been up to $11 and some odd cents. I have to spam this? Why do you have to spam it? I can delete your comments. I won't allow you to comment anymore if I continue to see that. All right. Brace yourself, the market is getting slapped. Distraction is a distraction from AMC. What? Every time what is going on with this chat? We see a lot of negativity coming in here. It was $16 yesterday and spiked after hours in Yahoo Finance the day before. The 108. What? Distraction is a distraction from distraction. What is up, you guys? Why does GME and AMC move up and down almost the same? I couldn't tell you. I mean, you have a lot of the same buyers that are in there, and yes, you are going to see a lot of things that do mirror each other. But I can't say that, oh wow, it's really dropping. I can't say that they're an exact match, but there is obviously some logic behind them moving that way. They can move up with the same amount of buyers, right? But it looked like GME was different over the last couple of days to where GME was actually fluctuating a lot more than AMC was. AMC was dropping down really for the last couple of days, and GME has actually been making some moves. So if you look at AMC, you can see this move here. GME did have a little bit of a move. It kind of looks the same actually. But you did see a little bit more volatility over the last couple of days. So I believe this day looked different. Come on, man. Keep popping up. Yeah, this day looked a lot different to where it had that decrease versus, why does it keep going back? Where you had that decrease to where you had this increase and then ultimate decrease. So everything really decreased at the end of the day. But yeah, I can understand where you're coming from. We have 9 minutes in this. Please hit that like button. I would love to get it above 1,000 likes. We had 1,000 viewers. I think the max was like 1,060. So please hit that like button if you can, if you have time. But it looks like AMC is now, all right, so you're seeing a massive increase over the day open. $37 up to $41. You could have had a pretty decent day trade there. I don't know what's the reason why they are increasing at that rate, but it looks like they have had a large amount of movement over the pretty much the last couple of days. A large amount of movement for $25 all the way up to $45. That's huge. That's really huge. But seeing this slow decrease means that it does have buying power with a lot of selling power, and it's pushing back up. You can see it continue to push back up, up to $42. So almost $43. So it's definitely like it's making a move. I don't know why, because I don't know any of the news behind it. If people were just pushing it to dump it, I don't know, but it doesn't look like that's the case. But at this point, it would be chasing it. I wouldn't say that you invest into it because it would be chasing the position. Thank you for the super chat, Chase. I really appreciate that a lot. AMC equals no volume. We're not seeing a lot of volume. The thing is, actually, I'll take that back, because we are seeing a little bit of volume here, like 12 million. We're seeing a little bit of volume. It's not to the level that we should be seeing it, but you are seeing it stair step its way down, which is not obviously a good sign. But as it starts to decrease, it creates more buying opportunities for a lot of people. So GME is the same way. That's not really stair stepping. It's just kind of dropping. You see these large red candlesticks, which is not the best. AMC, GME, Rocket all dropping. It seems like everything is making a move down. You can see Tesla is now making a move down, down to $6 or $638, not $6. Is CTRM dead? I've heard about this position. I don't think I've ever like truly checked it. CTRM is dropping quite a bit, you know, dropping down to 80 cents. I don't really like talking about penny stocks. This looks like a solid penny stock though. You see a lot of movement in the candlesticks rather than like similar movement where you see red, green at the same size. That's not the case. Thank you for the super chat, Ricky, though, before I actually get into this. But is it dead? I can't say that it's completely dead. It may just be taking a turn for the worse, just like GME, AMC, Rocket, all of these positions that we are seeing. Even Tesla. You know, if you see something that says believed in as Tesla taking a turn for the worse, that means that institutional shares are being sold. You have a lot of hedge funds that are probably shorting more and more of these positions. That's just how the overall market is going right now. And eventually we're going to see that start to increase, and it's going to take the form of a positive market. You can see the increases that we've seen with all of the quote unquote meme stocks that they had. And then all of a sudden we did have those decreases take place. Tanger, wow, we are seeing a pretty decent move here, 14% up. From where it closed. It was up to a point of $25. It looks like it did make a move back up to about that $22 mark, and then dropped down significantly. So it is something that's still that I'm watching as something that could be a pretty decent mover for the day. And it looks like it may be hitting a low and completely reversing here. What's crazy is it hasn't hit a point to where it would be oversold. In my opinion, it would be oversold at this point. It's only hit a low of like 35. At this point, it would be drastically oversold. But that's just my opinion, I guess. It was being overbought at this point, dropped down, jumped up significantly, and then dropped down. Are we going to see more of that? Are we going to see more stair stepping on the way down? Maybe catch it up to 21 and then drop down some more? That's a possibility. But it is on my watch list. It's not financial advice for people saying thanks for the advice. It's my opinion. Anybody have any advice for learning about the stock market? There's a lot of things that you can learn. It depends what your overall strategy will be. Is it long-term, short-term? Is it a mixture of everything? And really you want to read a number of books. Understanding how the market works is literally the first portion of that. But you also want to understand what you can do for technical analysis. You want to understand what you look at for long-term growth. You want to factor in a lot of the crazy events that happen, like COVID, you know, something like that. You also want to factor in a lot of the short positions, other things that will really increase the price or decrease the price. You need to know about all that stuff. So I recommend, reading a couple of books, watching a couple of videos. There are some people, most of the people that I know are like day traders or swing traders. So it's very tough to say any books that I would recommend. I have a book in my description for understanding, how to day trade for a living, but there are multiple books out there. You want to understand every single portion if that's what you're looking for. So start with day trading. With that book will probably just give you the basics on understanding charts and going the technical analysis route. And that will be that book in the description. If you click my store link, you'll see all of my recommendations, which I can put some more recommendations for books, but I also have an investment book that's pretty interesting, at least to me. Let me go to one of my videos before. Let me stop this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the link in the description, go to my store, make sure that pops up. And then, like, if you go to my store, this is what you're going to see. So you're going to see a breakdown of all of these different things here: YouTube equipment, recommended books, all that stuff. But I would say this book, How to Day Trade for a Living, is great to learn a lot of the technical analysis pieces of it, and then even the advanced piece as well. I have both of those books. And then if you haven't read this book, this is an amazing book just to understand, investing in general, not just the stock market. There's a lot of stuff in here that's just amazing, and they make it so easy to understand. So yeah, definitely check that out. But yeah, I would say start with this book for technical analysis. You can probably go with other things as you go along. I'll add some more books to some of the books, but I would say those two books, the Only Investment Guide You'll Ever Need by Andrew Tobias is a great book, and then How to Day Trade for a Living by Andrew Aziz is a great one as well. AMC is still hovering around that $7.82 mark. Hopefully we can push back up to between that $9 and $8 mark. That's where I feel like we should hover, and decreasing by 8% is huge. 8% from where it closed. Where did it close at yesterday? Closed pretty high, I guess, at $8.64. So decreasing by a pretty decent amount brings it down 8%. That's crazy. GME is down 6%, cost is down 7%, Tesla's down 2%, really pushing below that $600 mark, which may make it a buy. It looks like Rocket is now pushing below that $27 mark. It's crazy. You're gonna see quite a decent decrease here, which, I mean, this low, like $28, $27 would have been the low to get to. It's really decreasing, $27.20. The overall market is just down. Again, that's what we're seeing. Overall market is down. But I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. This is my, I gotta end this video. Did you vote for Andrew Yang? I tried to, but I mean, I couldn't vote for him in the, for presidency. I could only vote for him as much as I could, but obviously they didn't get to my state to do anything there. He pretty much dropped out before that happened. But I love Andrew Yang's thought process to UBI. But I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. This is it for today. It's looking like another red day. Like I said, it's another red day. You could see the complete change, because it was a green day right from the beginning, then a red day, and now it's hovering around this. So it's not looking like the best, but I am gonna have to get out of here. So make sure you hit that like button on the way out. Remember that Webull is now pushing AMC. So if you want free stocks and you could possibly get free shares of AMC, click the link in the description, sign up, deposit $100, and you'll get those free stocks. So with them pushing AMC, we need to continue to drive this. And if we buy so many shares, we'll hold so much. And maybe they're pushing AMC for the form of it will be more popular on their platform, but they're pushing it. So definitely click that link in the description. But I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you for watching, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. But I'll see you guys in the next stream.